Hey guys, have you ever seen a seller negotiate against themselves? It's exactly what happened in this call. Check out this video and let me know what you guys think.
Okay. So what kind of money down can you put down?
That's kind of where, we got to kind of come into a discussion and see what works for you guys and what works for us.
Okay. So give me a number that you have in mind.
I was kind of telling him and talked to him about, Jordan, I think I mentioned that to you. I'm comfortable with 20 down and financing the rest.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound to you?
Is that kind of the best you could do?
No, I mean, tell me what you're thinking.
Well, if you're asking, if it were me, I'd obviously want as little down as possible, right? We're gonna have to move it. We're gonna have to add whatever we have to add. There's gonna be some more money put into it. So, I just want to try and get to a number that makes sense for you guys as well.
Does 10 make sense?
And 10's probably the lowest I feel comfortable. I mean, I mentioned to you, I know you're going to have to move it. You got a guy, he says, who can move it. And I come down 15 from what it's appraised at.
Mm-hmm.
But, so you're wanting to do as low as you can. I'm wanting to get as much as I can as a down payment to finance, the rest. So
yeah, I totally get it. I understand. It's got to work for both parties. I'll be pretty transparent with you. Like, we're under contract on another place to buy a house, and we're bringing about that same amount down, right? So it just has to. I mean, not to say that we don't want it or anything like that. It just, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. It's got to make sense. And so it's like, all right, do we take the cash and buy this place, or do you go buy another property, right? So that's just what I have to weigh out.
Right. So then I guess the bare minimum would be 10%,
Okay.
and then of course the interest rate's gonna be different with that. And then what kind of terms would you want? I mean, how long?
What are you guys thinking for interest rate?
No idea yet. Got to put it all on a spreadsheet and see what makes sense. If I say 10%, you go 3 years, I'll figure out. I'll put from 6% to 8% and see how it works.
Okay, I can tell you. I'll just be very transparent with you. I'll tell you where most of our real estate deals are. Most of what we're doing on creative terms is less than 10% down and less than 5% interest.
Yeah, I get that. I get it because it's the real estate side of it, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let me then do this. Let me sit down and put so how long are you thinking? I mean, what would be comfortable terms? 3 years, 5 years?
Yeah, I would say probably 5 or 6 years.
Okay. All
Something
right.
like that.
Well, let me put it into a spreadsheet, and we'll get back to you. Like, let's say by tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Just put it in some spreadsheet. Let's look at some numbers. Like I said, for us, and I was telling JJ, was that you guys will know where it's at. You'll know how to get a hold of us. We do these deals. It doesn't because the biggest thing is being comfortable with it and knowing who you're dealing with, and
Right.
and it's a trust factor. So I am more than happy to have you guys know exactly where it's going to be. Our plan is to put it on that RV park. You've probably looked at where the RV park is.
Right.
And so obviously not only just where it's at, but just knowing that it's going to be able to pay for itself. Obviously we're gonna have to have employees and put money into it and all that, and supplies and all that. But you can see that it will work there, right?
So the other thing is in there's going to be some one-sided clauses that, if we got to repossess it, there's going to be attorney fees, there's going to be moving fees that you're going to be responsible for.
Yep.
It's just language like that because, the risk you got to put the risk on the teeter totter, and we're not
100%.
We're not going to be able to come and lean your RV park. We're not going to be able to do any of that. The most thing we're going to be able to have for collateral is equipment
Yep.
and building. And as years go on, the equipment is, as you all know, you're probably going to have to upgrade it eventually. So
Right. No, that's already, so like in the contracts we do, I want our sellers to feel comfortable. We put that in there as well. So one-sided, I am okay with that. If I screw it up, right, we should be paying, right?
Right.
So that's how we feel.
Okay. All right. Well, I will. And then, how do you feel about personal guarantees?
That's fine.
Okay.
What again? This thing has to work, and you guys have to be comfortable with me as a buyer. So if that's a personal guarantee, if that's, hey, if we do come back, you're paying the mover, the attorney fees, I'm okay with that.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll put some numbers together and some language for a contract, and we'll get it to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks. We're buying a coffee stand on Seller Finance. Let's go.
If you like this video, subscribe.